This is my maximum comfort room on Valheim, and in this video I'm going to show you how to build it. But before I do that, let me give you a quick tour of the building and what to expect. As you can see in the top right of the screen, we do have a comfort level of 16, which is the current maximum in the game, without the use of a maypole or the seasonal yule tree. So anti-clockwise around the build, we have the armour stand with the round table. We have a dragon bed with a floating hearth above it. We have a banner on either side, and then we have the black marble throne, table and bench, hot tub in the corner, and of course you can see the red jute carpet across the floor. This particular version of the build is attached to my ultimate storage room, so I will show you how to build this comfort room as a standalone structure and also how to attach it to my ultimate storage room if you want to replicate this build as it's shown in this section here. This is what the structure looks like from the front, and from the side you can see this black marble chimney on the back of the structure. So now that you've seen the structure and know what to expect, let's jump into the build part of the video. The first thing you'll need to do is create the foundation. The foundation for this is really simple. It's a 6x6 square using the stone floor 2x2. So go ahead and build that, and once you've got that laid down, decide where you want your entrance to be. I always like to have my entrance facing the sun, so I'm going to have my entrance here at the front. But just choose whatever way is convenient for yourself. Just to mark where the entrance is going to be for myself, I'm going to place in 2 stone stairs at the front, and then we can get started on the black marble wall at the back. So come to your back left corner of the build and place down a black marble 1x1. And all that's going to do is allow us to place this 2x1 into the right position so that it protrudes the foundation by a single block. Now you can get rid of the 1x1 and replace it with a 2x1. We're then going to come out 2, along 2, and then back in 2. And then there's 2 more so that's symmetrical to the other side. Now that you've got this little pocket, we can go ahead and fill this up with the stone floor 2x2. And I'm going to lock it off the back black marble so that it sort of overlaps with the one in front of it. Now all we need to do is follow this black marble that we've already got and take it 3 layers above the ground level. So work your way around the structure, staggering the blocks, and once you're built up 3 high, place in the 1x1s on the end to straighten off the edge. And for the 4th layer, we're going to miss out 2 blocks at the start here and placing the first block 2 in here. So we're missing out 2 single squares, and then we can start again with our 2x1s. So after your 4th layer, it should be looking like this, and it's at this stage we can add in the hearth. So you want to go to the bottom of the 4th layer. You'll see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we want to be flush with the bottom of that layer. And then we can place 2 diverger metal walls in line with the bottom of the hearth like this. From here, all we need to do is continue building up the layers, and we'll use the single 1x1 at the front to connect to the diverger walls. Once you start becoming in line with the top of the diverger walls, we're going to start building across the front. And then for the 7th layer up, we will only be doing the 1x1 in the corners. This is going to allow us to have a chimney which allows the smoke to come out, and then we'll fill in around the outside the final layer for the chimney. We'll use the shingle 45-degree roofs for the corners and the shingle roof 45 degrees for the middle section. Now before I place this last bit in, I'm going to place in a wood beam 2 meters, then finish off the roof by placing in a shingle roof 45 degree on the top. Whenever you're going to want to stock the hearth with wood, you're just going to come underneath and fill it in from the bottom. So now with that done, we can start working on the walls. I'm going to grab the wood wall and go around the outside of the foundation we created earlier. At the entrance, we're going to build 1 wall coming in the way, and the same on the other side, and then just follow that around the rest of the structure. Above that wood wall, we'll put in a wood wall half, and the half wood wall is going to go all the way around the structure until you get to the one that's going to be adjacent to the entrance. At this stage, you're going to swap it out for a wood wall, and again the same on the other side, and then we'll go back to a wood wall half for the rest. Where the wood wall joins the black marble wall, we're going to place in a wood wall 26 degrees, and again just above, going up towards the top. We'll swap this out for the wood beam 45 degree and snap onto the end of the wood wall 26 degree. Again, do the same on the other side and place a wood roof cross 45 degree on the top. Now for where the roof overlaps, we're going to grab the wood floor 1x1 and go along both sides of the structure, putting in this little platform like this. With the wood floor 1x1s in place, we can grab the wood wall 26 degree and attach it to the end. We'll do 1 more coming off the top of that, and then we're going to grab the wood wall 45 degree and sort of overlap it with the previous 26 degree. We'll fill in this gap with the wood wall 1x1 and place a wood beam 45 degree like this so that it connects with the wood wall 26 degree up towards the top. Do the same on the other side and then connect a wood roof cross 45° onto the top. Now we're going to place wood floor 2x2 above where the door is going to be, and then we can create a diamond at the front of the structure using the wood wall 45°. We'll place a wood roof cross in the middle here, and then at this stage we can go ahead, grab our shingle roof 26° and start to fill in this outline we've already created with the wooden beams. Now, things you want to make sure of is that your shingle roofs are actually overlapping where the beams are, and this should be made easier by the individual lock points created by the wood floor 1x1s. The only section you'll need to leave out blank is on the left side, second row up, and the third component in is where your chimney is going to be for the hot tub. So at this section here, I'm going to grab the log beam 2 meters and just start to create that square structure. We can leave it 1 high at the front, but on all the other sides, we're going to want to build it 3 high. Our shingle roof 26° can lock onto the back, and then I'm going to use the dark wood beam 26° to create a trim on this. Now with that in place, we can follow the profile we set up earlier, making sure that we continue this overlap even for the sections which go through the black marble chimney. At the top of the structure, we'll use the shingle roof ridge 45°, and when you're finished putting the roof components on, it should look like this. Now we can add in the dark wood beam 4 meters around the edge of the structure, and again, just following the profile that we already set up previously, we're going to keep this trim going all the way up and around the structure. The only part of the dark wood trim that might give you a little bit of bother is when you come to do the dark wood cross at the top. Now this doesn't have a natural lock point, so what you have to do is just place it in line with the adjacent beam here and push it back until you can see an overlap in this section of the existing beam. So for me, something like this is looking pretty good. We can now go ahead, grab our wood beam 1 meters, and we're going to create a lock point for these dark wood gates to go into the middle of these stone floors. So once they're in place, we can get rid of this beam, and we'll just finish off the dark wood trim around the edge of the structure. So I'm going to outline the doors, the corners of the structure, and there's no real right or wrong on what to do when placing in this dark wood trim. It's literally just down to preference. So I'm going to do 2 straight lines of dark wood beams along the top and bottom of the wood wall that we did previously, and then with the 45°, I'll zigzag between these 2 beams, and then with the 26°, I'll zigzag along the top of the upper beam. So now we've finished with the exterior, we can go on into the interior, and the first thing I'm actually going to do is remove these back 4 stone floors on the right hand side of the build. And the reason for this is that I want to place in a round table here. To get it into the right position, I'm going to use the wood beam 1 meters, and then with the round table we can sort of stand opposite one of these beams, edging a little bit further from the beams until it allows us to place it, and then do the same left and right. You place that in like that, replace the stone floor 2x2s, and get rid of the wood beam 1x1s in the back. Now with that done, I'm going to go over the floor with the red jute carpet. Now you can choose whatever rug you want, they all act the same in terms of comfort level, but I just happen to like the way that the red jute carpet looks in this build. So now with the table and the carpets done, we can place the dragon bed in the booth at the back. We'll add a armour stand on top of the round table. Then on the left hand side of the build, we're going to place a dark marble throne. We'll have the black marble table and also the black marble bench. Next up we have the hot tub. We're going to use shift for this so that it doesn't snap onto any of the lock points, and we want to make sure that the chimney itself is directly underneath the hole in the roof we made earlier. So just drag it out from the back wall ever so slightly, and you should be able to have it placed so that any smoke goes directly out the chimney. If we add some wood, we can see how that works. Looks like it's working pretty well to me. And the only thing remaining now is a banner of your choice. Now I've got the red jute carpet, so I'm going to go with the red banners. I'm going to place one at either side of the bed, and then I'm going to use the Diverger wall lanterns to add some light to here. So we're going to have them diagonally at the back booths, coming through the banners. One next to the armour stand, two in the back corner here, same on the other side, and one at either side of the throne, like so. As you can see, we've got the maximum comfort here, so we just need to do some final touches. One thing that I like to do is create little half walls at the entrance, and we'll trim all of these with the dark wood beams. Just before placing the trim at the front of these half walls, I'm going to place in an iron torch just off the front, so that we can hide most of it with the dark wood trim, as you can see here. And the only reason I do that is because I really like the colour of the light that comes off these original torches. And we could place a torch at either side of the throne, and also I'm going to place one at either side of the bed. As you can see, we still have this back corner spare. The thing that I like to use this for is actually the spinning wheel, because when I have it attached to my crafting room, I don't actually have a spinning wheel in my crafting room, so I normally use a spinning wheel here, but you can use anything that you want really. I would recommend something like a portal that takes you to your portal hub, or if you're still making use of yule trees, you could place your yule tree in here in order to receive one additional level of comfort, and that would take you up to comfort level 17. Now, the way this build works is that the 4 middle blocks should all receive the maximum level of comfort. So if you have it attached to the storage room, you would have to run through these 4 blocks in order to get there, and then on your way out you would have the maximum rested bonus for going and playing the game. Now, at the start of the build I told you that I would show you how to build this as a standalone structure, as I've done here, and also how to adapt it in order to attach it to my ultimate storage house. So if you want to do that, all you need to do is remove these black marbles protruding from the side, fill in the gaps you've created with black marble one by one, and also place it in at the top here. And then with the roof, you'll find that you'll have the wood floor one by one overlap from the storage room along the top here, and they'll all be connected in to the roof of the storage room like so along the length of the building. Other than that, all you'll need is a big gap in your wall in order to walk through to the storage room, and that should be all. So that's all for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.